Okay, so this is the basic idea. This is the position you want to visualize from Black's perspective. The process involves deconstructing the pawn structure in White's position in order to analyze its key component parts. And from there you will analyze and then destroy White's Rossolimo attack. After watching this video and applying the concepts and the basic ideas, you'll be ready to face the Rossolimo anytime with a lot of confidence. Okay, so let me walk you through it briefly. The first idea is to play e5 as first. e5 with our pawn on c5 gets a grip on the d4 square. That's first. And after rook e1, White is ready to advance in the center. Knight g to e7, we're preparing to castle. a3. White's idea here is to play b4 to deflect our c pawn from the center. So we castle, and after b4, this is one of White's ideas. We just advance in the center, and that concept is a wing attack is countered by an attack in the center. So if White plays b4, trying to deflect our c pawn from d4, we simply reply pawn from d7 and d5, a central attack. Take, recapture. Notice how White's pawns are on dark squares, and White has a light square bishop, currently a good bishop. Bishop f5 exploits White's light color complex. Bishop f5. And this is in concert with playing the knight from c6 to a5 to put more pressure on White's light squares on the queen side. So we play bishop f5, and after d3, we force White to give up the bishop. And now we have a bishop on the h7 to b1 diagonal, aiming at the weak pawn on d3, which our queen now x-rays. Knight captures on e5, and after rook to e8, we have a centralized rook, a good fianchetto bishop, and then a bishop on f5, and we're cutting across the board in the center and on the wing. And this is the idea. Okay, from this point, I am going to let the masters take over.
Now from this position, we're going to cover Black's middle game plan. We have already seized the 2 bishop advantage for the endgame. Black's plan is very simple and direct, and that is to apply pressure down the D and the E files. The three most important pieces are the queen, rook, and knight. And now that you have the basic idea, we're going to backtrack from the starting position. So far, white has 3 pawn islands and double pawns on the c-file. The bishop on g7 x-rays the pawn on c3. And at the same time, knight d5 eyes the pawn on c3. Should white retreat the knight to f3, then we take on e1. All of white's pawns in the center are now tactical targets for black. Should white recapture with the queen, then the pawn on d3 falls to bishop f5.
Okay, thank you, Chess Master Ben. That is all I have for now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.